Hey, how y'all doing, my friends? What's up? And of course, it's the video you guys always love to see me do vlogs. And it got very bright because the thing maximized, which wasn't supposed to do that, but now it did. And let's talk about some things on mind. Um, let's see. Well, what I got coming up for you guys in the wake of us losing to, Tony Scott, which will be greatly missed. This weekend, I'm going to review some of his films. The only ones I might not review is Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Man on Fire, Deja Vu. People wonder why I won't review those because I already reviewed those already. I still got them on up and everything like that. And my opinion hasn't changed on the films, so I still enjoy this film a lot. I'm going to review the films. Some of them I haven't seen in a long time. Some of them I've never seen. And stuff. Somebody might be saying, what about The Fan? I've been trying to look for The Fan. It's not on YouTube. Somebody has it up on YouTube, Crackle, which sometimes they have it up for free, but in this case, the fucking assholes at Crackle were connected with Sony, I'm willing to bet, want you to pay 20 bucks or $18 to see the movie and stuff. And I'm cheap. I don't want to see the movie, even though it's cheaper than going, it's a little bit more money than going to the fucking movie theater. So I hope I didn't invite me shit or whatever. I tried VHD. It's nowhere. It's not up. So if anyone can find The Fan, hey, then I'll review it and stuff. You know, Wesley Snipes and Robert De Niro, but that's nowhere to be found. I did find these are the ones I'm gonna review. I'm gonna review The Hunger. Yes, Tony Scott's first film, which is supposed to be a vampire film with David Bowie and Susan Sarandon. I heard about the film. I know Susan Sarandon has a lesbian scene in the movie, which I've seen clips of it. I wasn't that impressed. I've seen better on Skinamax, but I know that's not the point of the movie. So I'm gonna give it a fair shot. Uh, I found some of the movies on VHD. Some of them I do own. Like I'm going to finally review this movie, Days of Thunder, which I very enjoy a lot. I think it's very underrated. Uh, I'm gonna finally review True Romance. That's a movie I've been waiting to review for a long time, but every time I've thought about reviewing it, I've been sidetracked with some other stuff. That's a movie I'm gonna gush a lot about and stuff. That was the movie I got the taste of Quentin Tarantino because he wrote the script on that. But overall, I'll explain more when I review the movie. It's a Tony Scott movie, and I'll explain more why I say that. And it's a 2 disc. That's that there. I got Crimson Tide. Well, that's one that I always enjoyed. I think it's probably one of my favorite. If I come think of it, I like it better than Hunt for Red October. Hunt for Red October to me, I know there's some friends of mine that enjoyed the film. Me, I just thought it was too slow, too boring. Crimson Tide, I think just Tony Scott moved it at a better pace. I like Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington's back and forth. Great cast, beautiful score by Hans Zimmer. Really draws you in. Um, let's see that. Yes, I'm going to review Last Boy Scout, stuff like that. Finally, talk about that film. Uh, Revenge, which I on VHD. Ironically enough, there's a director's cut of Revenge, and I haven't seen this film in years. I remember not being impressed by it, but I'm gonna give it another shot. And this is a director's cut, so I don't know if there's stuff different or whatever. If this is gonna be the preferred version to see, or is it the same shit, different day? I don't know. All I know is Quentin Tarantino has a big hard-on for Revenge, which I'll explain more about it when I review True Romance. So you guys look forward why I say that and stuff. This movie's gonna get reviewed, and I don't know. I'm not gonna revisit it again, but I always want to yell about this film. Domino is going down. I'm going to rip Domino to shreds. I hate Domino. I'd rather play dominoes or go go call my cell phone right now and order Domino's pizza and say, "Hey, give me a pizza." I'd rather deal with that Domino than watch that fucking movie again. That's a movie that somebody would have to pay me to watch. I'm not watching that fucking movie. I remember the film clearly enough to rip it to shreds and stuff like that. It's a missed opportunity too. I get to it more when I get to that film. So I think that'll probably be the last one. Unless somebody could find The Fan for me. Now The Fan, Wesley Snipes, Robert De Niro, you can find it. If anyone can find it for me to watch, I'll watch it and I'll do a review of it like that. I remember not minding the film. I know it's actually a remake because the original film was in 1980, and ironically, the original movie had Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn played the psychotic fan of some lady who's like I forgot the actress's name, who's a singer, dancer, like musical stuff, and he gets obsessed by her and stuff like that. He's obsessed with her. I think it had a downbeat ending from what I heard and stuff. I heard Michael Bihn's performance was very good, very early role of his he did, and stuff before he got Terminator and stuff. Man, so I'm gonna do that this weekend for you guys and stuff. Hope you guys tune in for that. You know, I was gonna redo the Top Gun and the Beverly Hills Cop 2 one, but I figured I have them on the channel. I still get those views are still. I always praise those films a lot. I mean, if anyone wants to revisit them again, I'll be happy to resend them out. You know, just let me know. It's no biggie and stuff. And I'm gonna start it off with Revenge, which came out the same year as this film, which I'm gonna talk about. And of course, Last Boy Scout, very underrated Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans buddy action movie. And yes, I'm gonna talk about True Romance, which I've been waiting to talk about for a long time. And all his other films there, except, like I said, except Man on Fire, except Deja Vu, because I reviewed those two as well, and Unstoppable, which that was his last film, unfortunately. But very, 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 very. Of course, Taking Apart 1 to 3, I reviewed as well, so I'm not gonna review that again. So stay tuned for that. And I want to give my condolences also to Michael. Yes, you, brother, Michael. That of course, Michael King. You guys might know. I just saw a very, very good video he did. It was a DVD update, but he had some stuff on his mind. He wanted to get off his chest, so I could say clear out the basement, like in the words of Rocky Balboa. About his loss. His aunt had passed away and stuff. And I wanted to give him my condolences, My heart goes out to him and his cousins for their loss. I think he had also lost an uncle about a few months ago as well. And stuff like that. So my heart goes out to him as well. And he did a very good video sharing his thoughts on a bunch of trolls, giving him a hard time. There's a pet peeve I have, when I watch you guys' videos and stuff. I hate it very much whenever I see you guys video and all of you guys, you do great work and like that, just passing the time talking about movies, about vlogs and everything like that. I really get mad when some scumbag, cocksucker, degenerate, fuckwit, fucktarded, uh, dog fucker. There's no more words I can think of, you know, the shit stain or the diarrhea stain of the earth. If that makes any sense. Starts doing thumbs down to you guys' videos. I hate that shit. I really do. Cause we're all like this. I mean, come on, we've known each other for a long time. I mean, come on. I mean, it's 2009. Do the math, and stuff like that. So it really pisses me off. I look forward to the day if YouTube ever comes out with an upgrade worth the fuck or something like that that can really help us out and expose the people who give thumbs down to videos to find out who the fuck they are. Not address and stuff like that. Just find out who the fuck they're. Like, okay, this user did this, and then out they go. That's it. And then you can erase the damn thumbs down stuff. Cause that's just ridiculous. It's stupid people. As usual, it's probably the same story you've heard before. I mean, I've talked about in the past. People that contribute nothing, zero, nada, no videos, nothing of their own. Make a bogus channel just to go around and shit on everybody's video. It makes no sense. And you would think like what Michael said in his video, all the aggravating stuff we had happening, the horrible stuff that happened, like the thing in Colorado, people would get through their fucking heads to behave themselves and act their age, but no, it's still being stupid. Or like Mike calls him OCP Mike, my little bro, our little bro, pretty much. Keyboard warriors. Wow, I'm gonna say that. No one's gonna find me. Wow. That's what these motherfuckers are. I love when Michael said that in his video. Because I can imagine how these motherfuckers are. Bunch of people sitting around, butt naked, jacking off in front of the computer. Ooh, that's what it is. I can understand if you're watching porno, then it's justified jacking off in front of a computer. But if you're watching somebody's review and you disagree with something they said or whatever, or you're a fan of the film they're not a fan of, there's no reason to be stupid, you know. But some people don't get to the damn heads. That's why I hope one day. Oh, good, I finished downloading The Hunger. Hopefully the download came out, because if it doesn't come out, then I can't see it. Ha ha. Excuse not to see it. It's sick. Sometimes the audio is out of sync, or it's not in English. Because sometimes when they upload it on VHE, they never specify if it's in English or not. You gotta guess. And shit. So I got The Hunger there. Maybe I'll start that on Friday Night Aces. That is an 80s movie. But the majority of the stuff I'm gonna review are mostly movies that he did in the 90s, pretty much. Everything like that. Movies I haven't revisited in a long time or haven't seen before. So see what happens. Maybe my opinions change on some of them. Maybe what. But I'll tell you right now, I love True Romance a lot. Days of Thunder I enjoy a lot as well. But I'm gonna go more in depth on what the story is with those. So once again, my condolences. My heart goes out to you, Michael, and all you guys out there. You know, like I'm standing back. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, that's it. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, like as the national thing goes, fuck the haters in the ass. Go play the dick. I know Matt's laughing because he knows what that reference is. Or whatever. But anyway, uh, other stuff, vlog stuff here. I have Cinema Blend in front of me. I went to Ain't It Cool News. Ain't It Cool News. That's a New York coming out of me, fucking up my dialect. And see what's happening over here and stuff. And I got a pop up which I didn't want to look at. How can I close this shit? There's an X there. Click on the X. Bye bye. Okay. Okay. Interesting news here. Depending on how you look at it. I look at it as a shit fest. The Dark Knight Rises will sell 10 million fewer tickets than the original Batman. The original Batman just kicks the fuck out of Nolan's Batman films in general. It really does. I always want to review those films sometime. You know, I got to get my hands on the set though. And I did see some of the features like I talked about before on YouTube and stuff. The movie industry forces on sheer box office grosses far more than tickets sold. For various simple reasons, thanks to influence and rising ticket prices, you can always claim your film is more successful than those from the year before. It turns movie history into a constantly upward moving graph, and battles with all of us known as those choose to stay at home with Netflix on a Friday night. Well, anyway, very technical bullshit. When were the Expendables at their best? I guess this is kind of a poll thing. Let's see. Alrighty. Once again, that damn car shit popped up. Okay. What's this? No. What's this damn feedback bullshit? Whatever expendable or not. Let's see. Films would be better if all actors were still in their primes. It is a difficult and confusing question to answer. We can tell you that for certain because we all spent 20 minutes yelling at each other about it earlier this week and got nowhere. On the one hand, the fights would be more aggressive and acrobatic. They would feature these legends slugging it out as we remembered them best. On the other hand, the budget would bloat into $200+ million range. No one would want to take supporting roles, and no one would ever be willing to lose a fight. In theory, it would be awesome. In actuality, it would be a fucking nightmare. The far better debate, however, is what movie actually represents each one of these men's primes the best. At what point did each achieve his maximum action star awesomeness? That's what we set off to find out. Those of us here on Cinema Blend who care about action movies, who care about action movies, more don't than you would expect. Split up 8 legends, average 57 to 25. I don't know what that is. 0.25. And put forth R9 ratio for the following list is what we come with. Okay. Okay, I guess they got Stallone on here. And of course, they picked his best moment was in Rambo First Blood Part 2. Well, pretty much. I mean, basically say that, I mean, I don't know. Well, yeah, that's a tough one to pick. His best moment, his best. I mean, First Blood Part 2 was the first one I was introduced to. I still love that film a lot. I put it on. It's good times, pretty much, for me. Rambo 3, I saw it on the big screen. I still enjoy that film to this day as well. First Blood, I warmed up to it once I bought that DVD set years back. And I seen the features behind it. And made me love it a lot. More than I did with the first time I seen it way back in the day. Rambo 4 is just epicness. Alright. Oh, that's nice. But Jason Statham's best moment, they actually put his character Chef Chelios in the Crank films. In fact, he's got 3 of them slated for release in 2013 alone. Entire possibility one of them will be greatest thing since Clint Eastwood drove a train through a saloon. But choosing among only we've seen just as far. There's really no other option than Crank. It's far from his best movie. But it is the one where he's the most recklessly aggressive. Especially in the second film. Because I think that's what they show a picture of the second film, which I agree a lot. I mean, that is, I would say, I mean, away from Expendables, because Lee Christmas is my favorite character, but if I had to pick something away from Expendables that Jason Statham, I could say, it's a real badass. And away from Expendables, away from Lee Christmas, I would say Chef Chelios, especially in the second film and stuff, which improves a lot on the stuff in the first film, and I watched the second one more, to be honest. Fucking Amy Smart in the middle of the street, to jumping out of a helicopter to break an enemy's neck. Crack only works because it's carried by a scary, brilliant action star. It's not the type to be enjoyed by most, but it is the type to be watched obsessively by those who do get it, which I agree. I fucking disagree with this one. They say Jet Li's best moment in his prime. You know what movie they picked? Hero. I hate Hero. I saw it once. I was bored to tears. I thought it was pretentious. The action scenes did nothing for me. I know the story. Okay, he plays a fucking assassin. He's basically telling a king a story about some people that the king had sent him to kill. And one of those people was Donnie Yen, who he has this little bullshit fight scene with weapons. He's fought Donnie Yen before in other films. Like, I know he fought him in the Once Upon a Time in China sequel. But that fight and this fight have that same problem. It's Jet Li and Donnie with weapons. I don't want to see that fight, because in that fight, Jet Li always wins because of his weapons. You want Jet Li and Donnie Yen to have a fight? No weapons. That's right. Donnie Yen using his whatever, his crazy fighting style and stuff. I think he'll be Jet Li's greatest opponent, to be honest. Greatest opponent. But I doubt if they'll do that again. But Hero, it's a boring fucking movie. His best moment to me, I'll be honest with you guys right now, is Kiss to the Dragon. The scene I can describe to you, many scenes are his best moment, but my favorite, really, I would say, is the scene in which Jet Li is gonna go see the bad guy Teki Kimura or whatever, the cop Richard or whatever, and he's on the phone with him. I think you should look out the window. Good. Now I know where you are. I'm coming up. And he throws it and he walks in there. That moment, once he says, I'm coming up, whatever, how much of that length time is, that's the climax right there. When he turns tables, he ain't running no fucking more. That's Jet Li's badass moment. That's his prime. Okay? Fuck Hero. Hero is bullshit. It's boring. I didn't give a fuck about this character. It's a downbeat ending. Basically, he dies. And it's just stupid. See, I don't mind wushu films, but to a point where you don't give a fuck about the character, it's not moving at a fast pace. Fearless to me, though it's not everybody's cup of tea, I can understand. That's better than Hero, to be honest. I think Jet Li only did Hero because he wanted to make up for Crouch the Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Now, what they say over here. It took 2 years and plenty of headaches to finally get Hero into the US theaters. Whip the fucking do. But the wait was definitely worth it. The action star plays a nameless in the film. Like I give a fuck. An orphan master swordsman who deflects arrows, which looked lame because it was CGI. And with precision, a man who seems like he majored the task in college. A lot of the other films of this list represent the men at their most animalistic and primal. Clearly far more thought went into Hero, but in a way that's more representative of how Lee best connects with his audience. Because I know the majority of his hardcore fan base is the wushu crowd, like it or not. I mean, I could deal with this movie. I could deal with it. You know, some friends of mine don't like this film and stuff like that. I could say it flat out honest because I know they told me that. I'm not gonna say who because I don't want no trouble. I know some friends of mine don't like this film. I can understand. All right. I watched this film way back when I had a VHS tape back in the early millennium when I was discovering his films. I had a good time with the film. It reminded me of old school, you know, kung fu flicks and stuff like that. And the film didn't deserve a franchise. It got one, whether Jet Li wanted it or not, and stuff like that. I noticed that about Jet Li. He seems like he doesn't like franchises. Because out of the 10 years he's been in America, can you guys think of any sequels he's done? Really? In America? None. I know he wanted way back in the early millennium, but unfortunately, when Aaliyah was taken from us so soon, he couldn't do it. He did want to do a sequel to Romeo Must Die, but rewrites got done to it, and it became, I guess, Cradle to the Grave, which Jet Li is a secondary character in that movie. I'm sorry. I like DMX's music and stuff, but his acting, no fucking way. Sorry. Even Never Die Alone. Decent acting performance, but it's not a movie I want to buy or whatever. To be honest, I can understand why people don't like that. But that's to me is my favorite, best. His prime, when he's in his prime, when he's animalistic. Look at the fights he has in that movie. You want to talk about animalistic? Look at Unleashed. That's animalistic. His fight scenes, how he walks with his head down, very good acting performance by him as well. How he walks up to some fucking guy and just goes, and punches the guy repeatedly in the throat and the nose, breaks it, guy falls back, and he just walks right back up. That's animalistic. But no, they put Hero. Fuck Hero. Okay, now for Dolph Lundgren's moment, obviously, it's the most obvious, I guess. Him as Ivan Drago, his very first role. And that's the one pretty much everybody, a lot of people who don't really follow that many of his films, they always connect him to Rocky IV. And I know Rocky IV was voted the best sports drama way back in 2010. He got an award for that, and he deserves it. It is one of my favorite Rocky films, to be honest. I can watch them all. Believe it or not, I don't hate any Rocky films. Yes, even Part 5. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. One day, if I get my hands on the Rocky set, which I'm going to end up doing sooner or later, because MGM is never going to give us any special edition DVDs. Never. They only did one for the first film, and they did one for the last movie. Which I don't know why. The sequels were hits. I don't know why. You know, especially Stallone. Stallone directed 2, 3, and 4. It'd be nice to hear Dolph in a commentary for Part 4. Maybe they could touch on the whole thing of Stallone being in the hospital stuff. Maybe like that. Let's see. Truth of the matter is that Lundgren's portrayal. Okay. Quick name in the film Dolph Lundgren was in before he appeared alongside Sylvester Stallone in Rocky IV. Hard to do, right? Okay, fine. Tell me the biggest film Lundgren starred in after Rocky IV. That's what they're going to try to think. You know, that's not Dolph Lundgren's fault. Come on. No, Red Scorpion made its money, but it's not. I mean, Red Scorpion gets mentioned because obviously it must have a fan base if it got a Blu-ray with new features and and interviews with Dolph Lundgren. They gotta have a fan base and stuff like that. I Come in Peace, I think, has a decent fan base. I like to think so. Men of War, I think, is very underrated. That should get a feature. Showdown Little Tokyo, especially. Let's see. And the truth of the matter is that Lundgren's portrayal of the Russian boxer in Stallone's fourth is the most journalistic. Rocky still continues to define him as an actor because he hasn't been in anything nearly as memorable ever since. Bullshit. Bullshit. Men of War, I remembered him there. Showdown Little Tokyo, I remember him. I Come in Peace, I remember him. Army of One, I remember him. And many other films he's done. I Come in Peace, Men of War. Command Performance is memorable. I had a good time with that. That should have got a theatrical release, but it went straight to DVD. Let's see. Russian Specialist, he was good in. Red Scorpion. His Punisher was very memorable. That's something that deserves, I think, an extended cut more than the 2004 film, my humble opinion. But I still love the 2004 film. It's just a different type of Punisher movie. I know it's strange me saying that. One day if I review the films, you would understand what I mean by that. But Rocky IV, which is sad, is, that's the sad reality. That's the one that everybody always connects him with. But me, that was my first introduction to him, but he's the other films I remember him for, though. As bad as this movie is, Johnny Mnemonic, I remember him as the preacher or whatever with the crucifix with the knife, looking like a hobo. He looked more intimidating than fucking Tyler Mane from Rob Zombie's H2 with the fucking unicorn. To me, Dolph Lundgren would have fucked up Tyler Mane, in my humble opinion, acting wise and physical wise. The movie is just a shitty movie. But that's what they put there. Rocky IV. There's other memorable stuff. Oh, come on. For Chuck Norris, they put Walker, Texas Ranger. Granted, okay. But what's funny about it is, they put Walker, Texas Ranger, but the picture they put there for Walker, Texas Ranger is actually a picture with him, I think, from the movie Top Dog. I think that's Top Dog. Which I don't know why would you do that. That's insulting. You mean to tell me Lone Wolf McQuade, which I think out of all the Chuck Norris movies, that's the one with the highest mark on IMDb? That's not hitting Chuck Norris at his prime? Or hell, Missing in Action 2, which I always mention that film a lot because, for one, it's my favorite Chuck Norris movie. Two, it's a movie that shows his acting. Because like I said before, when he's James Braddock, Colonel Braddock, he puts his best foot forward with his acting. Or even Hero and the Terror, in my opinion, or Silent Rage. A lot of films. Nothing against Walker Texas Ranger, but these people should have really dug more and stuff like that. Plus, it's disrespectful that they use pictures from Top Dog in there. Okay, for Van Damme, they put Bloodsport. Okay, that's pretty much up to the majority, pretty much. You could take it or leave it. Bloodsport is our first introduction to the man and stuff like that. Sure, there were other tries for characters in the actor's resume. Kickboxer, Universal Soldier also stand out in the 8-year stretch that saw him star in 16 films. But what's tougher test than the Kumite? Going AWOL from the Canadian Army, okay, less badass, to participate in martial arts tournament means he not only has to fight potentially to the death, but also evade 2 pursuing agents. Luke starts training as a kid under a strict sensei before splits and spinning back heel kicks his way into the finals to fight the familiar face Bolo Yang, Gung Lee, blind, and wins the tournament, gets the girl, avenges his friend, the bully from Revenge of the Nerds, all while doing justice to the real fighter who went undefeated. Bloodsport, that's a movie right there, Van Damme. I feel that should have got a special edition, really, because that movie does have a very big fan base. And I know that's out of all the films Van Damme has done, that's a film, I'm sure he has a lot of stories to talk about, really. Even in that scene in that reality show when he broke down, he cried, he mentions Bloodsport and how hurt he was that he wasn't allowed to participate in the new Bloodsport film and stuff like that. So it would be nice to. And it started his friendship with writer Sheldon Lettich, who's still friends with Van Damme to this day, and he worked with Van Damme in a lot of other films. Okay, that's interesting being in there. It's his first introduction and stuff. I guess because it was simplicity, it was a tournament movie and stuff like that. I know it's what Street Fighter should have been. Fair enough. All right. Well, for Bruce Willis, I agree on this one because this is the one that made him a star, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Bruce Willis, that's John McClane. That's Bruce Willis at his prime and stuff. Because that was his first stint into action films. A new introduction to a new kind of action hero who wasn't every guy and stuff. He wasn't a big muscular like Stallone or Arnold was at that time. He wasn't a martial artist. He was a regular guy, and he had his wits and stuff like that. So, it's Bruce Willis as John McClane, so that's good. And plus, Bruce Willis became a legend thanks to John McClane and many other films he did after the first two Die Hard films until the end of the third one. So, John McClane. Well, great. It's actually good to put this in there. For Arnold being in his prime, the movie they chose was Come on, Bennett. Let's party. I beat you. I don't need the gun. I get you. John. That's right. Commando made it in there. I had a review for that. I took it down. I caught a claim for that a long time ago. One day I want to re-review that film. Maybe I'll do it Friday Night 80s, or maybe I'll do it randomly around there. Not anytime soon. I'm gonna be doing some little Tony Scott movies this weekend and stuff. Maybe they'll carry over during the week and stuff. There'll be a handful of movies and stuff, anything like that. But Commando to me is that's classic Arnold and stuff. It was my second dose of Arnold. My first introduction to the man was Ali Bach. That was my first introduction, and just that scene in the first Terminator when he first arrives. Yes, he's naked, I know. But that's James Cameron, you can blame for that. And how he sees the three punks. Two punks you guys recognize. Bill Paxton and the Night Slasher himself, Brian Thompson. So I'm going to show you Arnold's more badass than Night Slasher. Because what does Arnold do? Very horror movie-like move. Which I believed Arnold could do this. That's how fucking intimidating Arnold looked. Punched a fucking hole right through him. Way before Jason did it in Friday the 13th Part 7. And he pulls out. And you see it's all blood in it. That to me is an Arnold moment I never forget. And stuff. But Commandos is right up there too. Just think about it. The scene alone in Valverde when he attacks the compound and he goes Jason Voorhees on those guys that shoot up the tool shed or whatever, where he takes a saw to one guy's head, he axes one guy in his crotch, and then he cuts the guy's arm off, and then takes the M60 machine gun like Rambo, and fires people up with blood squibs. 80s action fun. So Arnold, of course, gotta have him in there. Commando. Until the next time, no giants. I guess that's it, I guess. Of course, you didn't forget the whole thing. Remember when I promised to kill you last, Sully? Yes, you did. I lied. What? So come on, you guys could maybe add your own favorite moments where you felt these guys were out their prime and stuff. Okay. Well, Gerard Butler won't be in the 300 sequel. Well, I don't think. Why should he be in there? Wasn't his character killed off in the last movie? I don't know. Zack Snyder's gonna write some bullshit. Oh no, he didn't really die. Sorry, I'll make a silly noise there. Let's see. Let's see what it says about this. The sequel to Zack Snyder's 300, which has been called 300, The Battle of Isfesma, whatever the fuck that is. But may not stay that way, has already gone into production, and time to meet is August 2nd, 2013 release, I guess next year. But it's taken us this long to figure out why we all kind of already knew for sure Gerard Butler, who broke out as a star in the original film, won't be making a return appearance in this stylized comic book universe. Talking to Anthony, Butler pretty bluntly said, "Oh yeah, I'm not doing it. I wish them the best, but it didn't work out. It wasn't really my thing. Of course, given the Battle of Admisia is a prequel to 300, and Butler's character really didn't have to be involved in the story, but that's not really a surprise that they're taking the story in a new direction. For one thing or for another, Butler is a lot more expensive than he was 5 years ago." Well, that's true, and he's worth every money. I mean, the man's a great actor. I really like Gerard Butler as one of these new actors we see upcoming, and also that he recently got cleaned up for addiction to some pain pills and like that because he lost all this weight and because of an injury on a surfing film he did. I still want to see that film Machine Gun Preacher. I don't know if it's on VHD. I'll see if I can find it. So I really like the guy. He's very fun in the interviews and stuff like that. I mean, so far most of the stuff I've seen him in, I've enjoyed. I haven't seen The Bounty Hunter yet, but I do want to see it. I did see that comedy he did with Katherine Heigl. I forgot the name of it. I think it was called The Ugly Truth. He was very fun in that film. He's the reason to own that film or watch that film, to be honest. Katherine Heigl, I give two fucks about. In my humble opinion. I'm sure she's good people, but I don't know. I'm not into the actress. She's not for me. Sorry. Returning from the original film, of course, you got the other guy, Rodrigo, who played the guy with the piercings, the bad guy. Well, I'm not surprised we're not gonna get him. Yes, I'm not surprised because his character died in the last movie. Plus, it's a prequel. He didn't do much in this. Gerard Butler may be going on a Rambo-style manhunt. What's this? And it fucking close this bullshit again? Okay. I guess this was... I don't know. This is an old thing, I guess. Okay. Gerard Butler has entered... I guess it's old news. It says 4/18. I guess it was from a couple of months ago, maybe. I don't know if things changed. Gerard Butler has entered advanced negotiations to join Manhunt, a project that can be described as either a romance or a comedy, which means we remain interested in its prospects. Instead, the Brock Eisner-directed picture follows a team of FBI agents in the wilderness of North Carolina in pursuit of domestic terrorist James Tolan, one of the agency's most wanted criminals. Once the team reaches the heart of the forest, however, they realize that Tolan has lured them into his home turf, so to speak, and he'll stop at nothing to elude their capture. Deadline breaks story. Butler's involvement in the project, but doesn't say whether he's angling for the role of Tolan or taking the part of the FBI leader. Truthfully, Butler can handle either with ease, though Tolan's character gives him a little more room to stretch in what's shaping up to be a modern-day spin on First Blood. Manhunt is going to go into production by the end of this year, so expect more casting announced in the coming weeks. I don't know, this has been since April, I guess. I don't know if there's any talk on this. This seems like more interesting. I can see Gerard Butler doing this. I know he's got that one, what is it, Olympus is Falling. That one I'm looking forward to. That's the one with Aaron Eckhart's the president. I'm looking forward to that one, to be honest. And so that looks more better. Because the sequel to 300, I love him in 300. He's great, but his character already served his purpose already. What could you do with him in a prequel? He's going to sit there and just play with his beard? Oh, come on. Give the man some respectable words here. Oh, look, folks, some of you guys who are not happy about this actress in the film. Kat Dennings gets expanded role for the new Thor film. I like Kat Dennings. She's beautiful in the eyes. I didn't mind her in Thor. I don't know why so many people had a fucking problem with her. So I guess they're gonna give her more stuff to do, I guess, in the new Thor film called The Dark World, which I'm looking forward to. I had a lot of fun with the first one. Though I'm kind of worried that Kenneth Branagh didn't come back, though, and stuff. More blood and violence and boobs in Lawless Red Band trailer. I must investigate. Let's see if I'm able to watch this damn trailer now. Clicking on it.
Hey,
of course, I gotta fuck it on
that. Your toys on fire.
I kiss my ass. Bullshit advertisement. Why do they always put this in these damn videos now? Like they're forcing us to look at fucking commercials. Made the advertising knows like they call it mute. Please get to the damn thing. Advertising for Toy Hunter, like I give a shit. On the Travel Channel, like, okay. You put it on full screen. Oh, it got dark then. Somebody's tarred and feathered.
Blood and violence. These properties reside with soul. Along with God and love and such things. So when people say that violence followed my brothers all their lives,
Wow.
I am inclined to disagree. It was always there. With him.
We are survivors. We control the fear. And without the fear,
Titties.
we are all as good as dead.
There's a new deputy. He wants to work it out, so everybody gets to do some business.
I'm going to make your life real difficult from now on if you don't toe the line, country boy. Don't you ever touch me again.
There's a feeling around these parts that these Bondurants is indestructible.
Do you mean a mortal? Do you have any idea what a Thompson submachine gun does to a mortal?
I had a dream last night while I was laying in my bed, pure corn whiskey.
It's impressive. You want any more of this stuff? As much as you can bring me.
You're an outlaw, Jack.
No, it's just a matter of perspective. This is a war. Days of wages. Nobody gonna survive. I'm a bonder on it. We don't lay down from the bottom.
And not just like you to believe your own damn legend.
My brother Forrest once said, nothing can kill us. We can never die. But nobody leaves this world alive.
Well, it comes out theaters soon, I guess you could say. I guess in the end of the month. Where's this R rating? Alright. Even though it kind of is like one of those HBO miniseries stuff. Because I know they have that one was it Boardwalk Empire, the one that Steve Buscemi's on. It has that vibe to it and stuff. You know, Shia LaBeouf, I like him as an actor. I really do. I think he's very underrated. It really makes me sick that this guy catches so much shit about his acting, about this and that. The poor fucking guy can't even go outside just to get a beer or something like that without people wanting to fuck with him and stuff. You know, all this bullshit. I'm still not gonna forget, you know, the fact that he had to apologize for Revenge of the Fallen. That he had to apologize for Indy 4. He's got nothing to apologize about. I'm still gonna stick to that. He has nothing to apologize about. Revenge of the Fallen is a good fucking Transformers sequel. You know, yes, I understand the Autobots are hardly in that movie, but in newsflash, they're hardly in Dark of the Moon either. You know, they're in the beginning, they're in here, but when they're there, they make use of their time. I still enjoy those movies a lot. You know, Revenge of the Fallen doesn't deserve all the shit. I'm humble to pain, doesn't. You know, and I think Shia LaBeouf is not to blame for that. Or for Indy 4. You know, Indy 4 is an entertaining film. I saw it on the big screen. I had a good time with it and stuff. You know, but I have a feeling what's gonna happen is, since Tom Hardy is the big draw now, and everything like that. Now, granted, I know I have not seen any of his movies fully besides Dark Knight Pisses, and I shouldn't have to judge it just by his performance there, which is very horrible, in my humble opinion. Okay, I've seen little clips of him, that comedy, This Means War, alright, and stuff. He does have a believable American accent, more than fucking Christian Bale, in my humble opinion. Yeah, city with that fucking voice, at least. That was all clogged up. I hate when that happened. Alright, man. You know, okay, where's the R rating? See some titties in there. It's good to see Gary Oldman as a bad guy if they're gonna use him, not underuse him like they did in fucking Book of Shit. My humble opinion. Guy Pearce is your main bad guy as well. Like that. Look like some practical effects might be there and stuff. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Come to think of it, I don't think I remember seeing, with exception to Constantine, or at least a long time, that Shia LaBeouf did an R-rated movie. Because Constantine was R-rated, but he wasn't, you know, the star of the film. This one, he's the star along with Tom Hardy. I know he did a very good interview praising Tom Hardy's performance and working with him and stuff. That's cool. Especially he's a humble guy, you know, got a good head on his shoulders and stuff. Other news here, Josh Brolin could give survival instructions in Sean Penn's new directorial movie called Crazy for the Storm. It's another movie about a man against the wilderness that Sean Penn directed. I know Sean Penn did that movie with Emile Hirsch, which I heard had a downbeat ending and stuff like that. But and this one is called Crazy for the Storm, and we'll tell the story of Norman Oilstead, who survived a plane crash that left him stranded and alone at top of 8,600,000 feet San Gabriel Mountains in a blizzard at the tender age of 11. In his memoir of the same name, Oilstead credits his survival as this horrific occurrence to his father, a former FBI agent, who had survival of this horrific occurrence. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Who had urged his son into sports and nature, developing the very skills Oilstead needed to make it down the treacherous mountainsides. Let's see. While Penn wrote Into the Wild screenplay himself, Crazy for the Storm has been adapted from a screenwriter, Will Feathers, who previously translated the Nicholas Sparks romance novel, The Lucky One, into the PG-13 drama, which I didn't care. I don't know what The Lucky One is. I guess that's that one Zac Efron did or whatever. While there's no word on who will play Norman Ostroff, reports Penn's Milk co-star Josh Brolin is in talks to play Oilstead's father, who dies in the horrid plane crash. So Josh Brolin's not going to be in the movie that much. He's in talks to play Oilstead's father, who dies in the horrid plane crash, along with the two others. Undoubtedly, Brolin is a great base to build a cast on, so hopefully Warner Bros. Will steal the deal with No Country for Old Men star in short order. Well, he's not going to be in the movie that much, so it's not for me to go whoopee. Interesting story, though. I don't know about it, but see what happens. Could be shit. Who knows? Like The Gray. This is a movie I'm not clamoring to see. Well, next month we have the Dread 3D coming out, which I hope that delivers. I really do. If not, that's gonna get ripped to shreds. Because every movie I look forward to that comes out September, I've been let down by. It's shitty and Killer Elite. It's 2 years in a row. So I hope Dread, doesn't have that. They can break that fucking pattern. And I want to see a new trailer for that stuff. Maybe a more Red Band trailer. Oh, what is this? Very strange. John Travolta could headline Toxic Avenger remake? Really? I must investigate this. I mean, Toxic Avenger, I remember seeing that. I don't know if growing up that is. I know it inspired Toxic Crusade, which is very strange. Toxic Avenger is very, very violent, you know, stuff like that. And Toxic Avenger is what started Trauma, you could say. I think people might say Mother's Day, but I don't know. Stuff like that. And Trauma was at Comic Con, I know that. And stuff. I wonder what John Travolta wants to do with this. Is he going to play Toxie? Really? Wow. This summer, Colin Farrell stepped into the immediate action hero role. Total Recall, Lens Flare the movie. This fall, Carl Urban will take to theaters in Dread, playing a part previously defined by Sylvester Stallone and Richard Waters. And next summer, Joel Fuckhead Kinnaman will be in the new and improved RC. I'm not gonna. That's not RoboCop, that movie. I'm gonna get to why. Following in the clunking footsteps of Peter Weller and Robert John Burke, but beyond that, John Travolta could redefine the role originated by Mitch Cohen in 1987, The Toxic Avenger. John Travolta as Toxic Avenger? Really? Wow. Get me a little curious, to be honest, because John Travolta is a good actor. You know, but the problem is when he's over the top, I don't know though, because you could look at Battlefield Earth. That's a bad John Travolta performance. Horrible. If he's gonna play it like that, but if he's gonna put it like, I don't know, how can he do this though? I'm curious. Depends who's behind this though, because Toxic Avenger, if you give it to the right people, maybe they could give us a film that would overshadow the original, in my humble opinion, and give us a character that we give a fuck about. At the same time, have that little fun to it, some practical. Because the problem with first Toxic Avengers I have is that, you know, it's too goofy of a fucking story. At times, I didn't like the character because he killed a random innocent lady, which I didn't like. And nobody touches on that at all, which that pissed me off. Okay, in the sequel, the second one, alright. Third one is too fucking long. I seen it once. I just feel like it was just going on too goddamn long and stuff. I don't remember if there was a fourth one or not. I didn't care and stuff. But what? John Travolta, really? Obviously, the last possibilities is strange on a few levels. First up, when a reboot is discussed, it's often with a mind to bring in a young audience unfamiliar with the prior version. To attract this crowd, it's frequently a young and often rising star that's attached to the project. Not an established aging A-lister. Then there's the fact that all the titles above the Toxic Avenger is by far the one that seems least likely to attract a mainstream audience. And yet Twitch reports, industry tracking site is on the grid, has Travolta attached to star in the reboot of the cult classic about a mutant and his mob destined for greatness. It's worth noting the item doesn't say what role Travolta would play, and as I outlined above, it seems highly doubtful he'll play Toxie, which I don't know, it's kind of a long shot. More likely he'll play some sort of bloated villain, because like the original film, there was a fat fuck who was a villain. I guess John Travolta's gonna play that. That was terrible acting. But despite its B-movie origins, Toxic Avenger is looking to avoid the campiness as the project is described as an action comedy remake. Oh yes, that whole idea that we wanted to talk about before. Like The Mask. Basically a comedy meant to appeal to a broad audience. Kids! But then I don't understand why back in the early 90s they made Toxic Crusaders if the material is obviously adult material. Was this Kaufman's fucking idea? Well, we gotta get some fucking kids. Now, Lloyd Kaufman's a weird motherfucker, I'll tell you. Very strange. You must have figured, Well, the Turtles in the original comics were violent, and look what they did. Maybe that's what they were trying to go for. I don't know. Who knows? Oh look, Hot Tub Time Machine director Steve Pink will direct the Toxic Avenger reboot, which he co-wrote with Daniel Mitchell. There's no word on when the film may lens. Brother, I just think it's just, I don't know. I actually think you could do this as a straightforward horror comedy. Straightforward, not having to goof it up or whatever, my humble opinion. That's what I think. You know, you could do it. Like maybe if James Gunn was doing it, or you get the guy who did Tucker and Dale, those Eli Craig. Like I've said before many times, Michael Davis. You know, make it honest, but they're gonna do what they want to do. Oh, I bet you Mike's gonna be pissed about this. Disney, I should go like this. Disney may reboot The Rocketeer. Mike, I hope you're watching. Oh God, I wonder why. Because I really love the original film a lot. I did a review of it not so long ago. There are a dozen films sitting inside the Disney vault which could conveniently be remade to generate a profit. Oddly, rumor has it the studio is convinced The Rocketeer is among them. Released in 1991, the movie got halfway decent reviews but wasn't fully embraced by audiences. It never broke $50 million at the US box office, and plans for a series of follow-up films were immediately dropped, at least until new headman Alan Horn, Cody Horn's father, took over and apparently got excited about a remake. According to Vulture, what do they call that shit? I guess Vulture. Disney executives haven't spoken publicly about the reasons they're allegedly on board for The Rocketeer. But one word, imagine the incredible profits Disney-owned Marvel's influence decisions. Few projects can generate as crazy as a return as big as budget. Summer action films, while the studio failed to charm the fan base, they were looking for the first time around with a new angle. They could potentially have something. To make success more likely, Disney could try to hire one of the men they've turned to for the recent string of Marvel hits. Though if they do, it's unlikely they'll settle on Joe Johnston. Captain America director generated a nice profit with his film last year, but he also made the original Rocketeer. Something tells me giving him another shot with the same character isn't what they have in mind. He did a good job with the Rocketeer. I mean, I enjoy Captain America, but to be honest, if I had to pick between them, the Rocketeer is better though, because it has more of a thing to it and stuff like that. But Captain America was very good, but if I had to pick between both of them, I like the Rocketeer a little more than the Captain America and stuff like that. But I don't think it's Joe Johnston's fault. I mean, it's a fun film. It has a heart to it, and I love it a lot. With nowhere publicly and not a single person hired to work on the film, a Rocketeer movie is far from a guarantee. But whether it moves forward right now or not, it will remain a strange possibility. What do you feel about that, Mike? Please do a video. Leave a comment down below. The Rocketeer, being rebooted. I don't know if they could do that, to be honest. Who the hell they would get to touch that? Because Josh Whedon is very busy. Another thing I want to talk about is this word going on that the Top Gun sequel that Tony Scott was set to do is still going forward. Because Tom Cruise has been actually visiting Navy carriers for his research. He's going to reprise his role as Pete Mitchell, Maverick. This time, I guess, as an instructor, I guess. Regarding the plot line, it's going to be about the whole thing of unmanned drones versus piloted aircraft and stuff like that, and a little bit of, I think that's what the movie's gonna be about. And the movie's still going forward. Now, what are my thoughts on that? I honestly think without Tony Scott, I don't think you could pull it off. 'Cause Tony Scott, if you look at that first Top Gun film or any of his movies, he has a certain energy and momentum to his movies. He does. Yes, I know he strayed when he did Domino, but that's one, to me, that's one dud, to be honest. Granted, I haven't seen Revenge in years. I have a director's cut I downloaded. I don't know if it's going to make me change my opinion on the film or not. But, you know, one or two tops. So his track record has been pretty good. Though I haven't seen The Hunger, but that was his first film, so I can cut him slack on that. But really, in all honesty, you know, who can you find that you think that you feel could direct the Top Gun sequel in the same energy or pacing or mood that Tony Scott set for the first film? Don't say Michael Bay, because Michael Bay, I don't think Michael Bay is an alright director, but not for a Tony Scott film. Michael Bay and Tony Scott are two different type of directors. I mean, Michael Bay has his moments in his movies, stuff like that, but Tony Scott, with his movies, you get explosions in there, but you do have a heart and characters you really get drawn into. That's not saying I don't like the Michael Bay films. I like them, but Tony Scott films, to be honest, are better in my humble opinion. I'll be bold enough to say that and stuff. That's how I always feel. Michael Bay films, I mean, he owes a lot to Tony Scott. He does. But Tony Scott did the Summer movie way before he came along, in my humble opinion. So you gotta give credit where credit's due. So I don't know. What do you guys feel about that anyway? Do you think Top Gun sequel should go forward? I actually think really, I mean, they've been trying to develop that for years and stuff. Maybe, I don't know, it just wasn't work. Really, a story about Maverick and his pilots, I guess, competing with drones and stuff. I don't know. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be like stealth or anything. I like that shit, but I don't know, something about that. You guys tell me what you think about that. Me, I don't think it should go forward. I'm sorry. This is my opinion on it. James Franco to reunite with Danny McBride for As I Lay Dying. Oh, great. These two guys are going to team up together again? I had a good time with Your Highness. I'm curious to see what these guys are up to next. And they had a good back and forth with each other on the commentary. Among many varied projects that may not make any sense to common people like you and me, James Franco is planning an adaptation of As I Lie Dying, a legendary novel told by 15 different narrators about a Mississippi family's effort to bury their matriarch according to their wishes. Franco had been planning to shoot the film last summer for a big name cast to go along with it, but the fates aligned to keep him away from the project until now. According to Showbiz, Franco is finally lining up the film for an October shoot on location in Mississippi. The cast is now set, include Danny McBride, who he co-starred with Pineapple Express and Your Highness, along with other familiar faces: Tim Blake Nelson, Logan Marshall Green, I guess that's the Tom Hardy lookalike they say, Jim Parrick, Harry O'Reilly, who appeared in other Mississippi set period film, The Help. So he's got a cast lined up. I guess it's some kind of artsy project or something he's working on. James Franco. Probably his dramatic film. I guess he wants to get Danny McBride involved in this. It's a buddy of his. I like James Franco as an actor. Mark Webber starring in twisted game show thriller Angry Little God. I don't know who the fuck Mark Webber is. Dumb and Dumber sequel plot revealed. What could this be about? I don't know if Jim Carrey's on or not. At one point he wasn't on board. Now he's on board. I don't know. At this point, Dumb and Dumber sequel might need to live as a wishful thinking kind of movie, though one with more powerful wishful thinking behind it than most. It seemed to be full speed ahead into production earlier this year, so Jim Carrey certainly backed out over the summer claiming the studio wasn't committed enough. Though Jeff Daniels stepped in to promise that it was really going to happen, but no firm dates have yet been set. But all this time, directors Peter and Bobby Fairley have stuck by the movie and talking in the UK to Digital Spy that they're just getting the Three Stooges over there. Poor, well, I guess the guy's getting a little late, I guess. The Fairleys hinted at a spring date release, as well as a story that will send Harry and Lloyd on a new adventure. I'm curious to find out what these two guys will be up to. Here's what they said. I can tell you that there is no growth out of either one of them, and it's 20 years later. The story revolves around the fact that one of them might have a child, actually. Wow. They want to go and find the child because he's having a kidney problem, and he wants to ask him for one of his kidneys. All that stands to reason, both the fact that Harry and Lloyd haven't gotten any smarter, it wouldn't be disappointing if they had, and that it takes a selfish request for a kidney to get one of them to hunt down the kid. Of course, all depends on one of them convincing a woman to sleep with him, and given how things went with Mary Swanson last time, that doesn't seem too likely. If we do finally wind up getting this long promised sequel through, I'm sure we can get it over a narrative hump. So what do you guys think about that plot line? You know, the Harry and Lloyd, one of them has a kid, and the only reason they want to track this kid down because they might need a kidney. So I don't know, strange plot though, but it's Dumb and Dumber. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about that. So. Well, let's see. Dark Shadows is hitting Blu-ray soon, pretty much. I guess it is around the corner. I know that movie bombed badly. Oh yeah, the Raid is on DVD and Blu-ray. I have to get my hands on it next time I go to Target so I can pick it up and stuff like that. Okay. They already got on-set photos of Fast 6. Well, the top 10 best Tony Scott scenes. Kevin Costner becomes Nick Fury of spy movies for Jack Ryan and Without Remorse. I don't know what the fuck this is about. Kevin Costner's comeback is finally happening, and I, for one, couldn't be happier about it. As I see A&E's successful Hatfields and McCoys miniseries, and he's gonna play, of course, Kent. Clark is pretty much Superman's adopted father in Man of Steel. Costner's officially nabbed 2 more big roles, actually one in 2 different movies. Let's see. Top 10 best Tony Scott scenes. That's fair. Let's see what they put on this list here. They put the opening sequence to The Hunger, which I can't comment on because I haven't seen the movie yet. Beach volleyball. Well, all the chicks love that, I bet. I actually liked this scene in Days of Thunder, the hospital hallway race with the wheelchairs. With Michael Rooker and Tom Cruise. I'll talk about more of that when I review the movie. Oh, look! Look at that. The scene from Last Boy Scout actually made it in here. Play some rap music. The Last Boy Scout was one of my favorite films growing up. Die Hard was already top on the list, so it's no surprise that Scott's action movie starring Bruce Willis also received a regular rotation on my VHS player. Written by Shane Black, Willis is joined by Damon Wayans in the modern-day noir set to investigate the shady side of professional sports. Willis plays a prototypical private eye, this time an illusion's former Secret Service agent. And when he and Wayne's ex-football players stars are captured by the bad guys, it takes his daughter Danielle Harris and her puppet Furry Tom to ball them out with some riddle time. This is an underrated action flick. The great dark fun. Go watch this one in full. Well, I agree. I mean, that's a very underrated film and stuff like that. But for some reason, and I'll talk more about it when I review the film. No. Wow. I'm glad this made it in there. The scene from True Romance with Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken. That's a very great scene. And when I review the film, I'm gonna see if I can find, hopefully, the clip of that. Cause I know it's hard to find. They put Dennis Hopper's dialogue, but they never put Christopher Walken's dialogue when he started Dennis Hopper, though. Both actors did a great job in that scene. That made the list. And of course, the scene in Crimson Tide where Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington are having a thing about the La Business Stallions. You can talk Tony Scott and not talk Denzel Washington. The director-actor duo are regular Scorsese and De Niro, which is true, or DiCaprio these days. Having worked on 5 films together that spans 15 years, that started it with Crimson Tide. This movie also marks the first of the 2 team-ups with the great but supposedly insufferable Gene Hackman. Because Gene Hackman worked with Tony Scott later on with Enemy of the State, which also that's getting reviewed as well. So I forgot to mention that's getting reviewed. I downloaded that. I'm gonna give that another shot. So you'll be able to hear my thoughts on Enemy of the State. But that one I found on VHD. Okay. Gene Hackman is largely 2 heavyweight performances thrown into a close quarters that creates such a controversial situation. Not to mention the threat of war or writing on whether or not a message was properly received. The film will wind up where a lot of Scott's films do, nominated for technical Oscars, like sound and editing, but it's submarine exchange between the now 2 captains that stands out. About the La Business Stallions, the scene with Gene Hackman and Denzel talk about that. You remember Crimson Tide, you know what I'm talking about. I'll go more into it when I review the movie. Oh look, Matt will be happy about this. The scene from Enemy of the State made it in here where Will Smith is running out the balcony in his underwear. Hotel debugging, that's when he's pretty much, Gene Hackman tells him to strip because he has a bug on him and he starts going through windows and stuff. That made it in there. Spy Game, that's another one I found. I'm going to review that as well. Like I said, this is probably going to carry over to next week. Which that's one I'm gonna check out. I'm curious about. I know it's the one with Brad Pitt and Robert Redford. I think it's a true story. Oh look, I think the second spot and the first spot. Second spot is actually the scene in Man on Fire. Of course, a favorite of a good guy on here, Tony. I enjoy Man on Fire as well, though the ending. You know, but I look at it this way, he achieved his goal, though. It'd be nice if he would have kicked more ass sooner in the film, but that's the whole idea. How he built a relationship with him and the little girl, and then when it's taken away from him, his anger and his fee for revenge, and he gets it in memorable ways and stuff. Like cutting off a guy's fucking fingers and shit, and to burning them with a fucking lighter. Or sticking a bomb for somebody's ass and blows them up. But, I guess they put that whole scene where Rhonda Mitchell, you know, ask Creasy, what do y'all do? I'm gonna kill them all. So he basically says that. So I'm glad that this was the second film Denzel worked on with Tony Scott, and he'll do more with him as well. I wonder if I wonder him and Denzel were friends for years. You know, Denzel must be taking this very hard as well because he's worked with Tony Scott for so long. There had to be a good rapport to have those 2 guys working together. So that's maybe number 2. Number 1, of course, was Denzel on a train in Unstoppable, which that was, to me, very, very fun thriller with Chris Pine and stuff. That made the top spot. Let's see. So those are the top 10 moments, I guess, put right there of Tony Scott's movies. Oh, great. I guess Mario will be pissed off at this. Warner Brothers passes on the Dark Tower series movies. Well, I wait for your video on that one, Mario. I know Mario really likes that book a lot. Stephen King, The Dark Tower. Jim Carrey pursued for Kick-Ass 2 role. Jim Carrey in that movie? I don't know if that would work. Is he gonna ham it up like he did with the Riddler? I don't know. Morris Chestnut lands double cop duty as he joins Kick-Ass 2. No, Morris Chestnut? Really? For this one under confirmed at this point, but it's looking like there's a chance that Jim Carrey could be headed back to superhero territory. The actor once played the Riddler in Batman Forever and reportedly being courted to join the cast of Kick-Ass sequel. Balls to the Wall. It's gonna be titled Kick-Ass 2 Balls to the Wall. Kick-Ass 2 is set to be directed by the fucking guy who gave us Never Back Down. And they said Chloe Moretz and Aaron Johnson, Christopher Mitz, Nicolas Cage, I don't know how, will be returning for the sequel along with John Leguizamo and Donald Faison. Between the new and returning stars, the cast is already shaping up to have even more star power than the first. And now it looks like there's a chance Carrey could be joining the mix. Well, Universal is pursuing this. I guess Universal wants to release this as opposed to Lionsgate. Which I don't know what Universal is going to do with this. To play the role of the Colonel, a character described as a showy supporting role who helps galvanize the team of misfit superheroes assembled to fight evil. That seems like the kind of character Carrey's well capable of taking on, but according to Deadline, it's uncertain whether Carrey will be on board to do it. Though the site does know that he's a fan of Matthew Vaughn in the original film, Matty Vaughn. So at the moment, nothing's confirmed, but it does sound like an interesting part if Carrey isn't the man to take the job. I'll be interested in hearing who is brought on board to fill in Colonel's shoes for the film. Known mainly as a comedic work, Carrey's recent credits include Mr. Popper's Penguins, I Love You, Philip Morris. He's also taken on a few guest starring roles on television, 30 Rock, The Office. In recent years, coming up for the actor is the incredible Bart Winderstorm, and of course, possibly Dumb and Dumber sequel. I don't know. I mean, part of me at one point really wanted to see a Kick-Ass sequel, but with this director, I don't know. This stuff and all these people they're throwing in there. I mean, John Leguizamo, really? Jim Carrey, it'd be nice to see him in that type of film. But I don't know. Universal's releasing it now. What I have a feeling they're not going to go back to the R-rated tone because they caused so much trouble the first time out. Everybody kept complaining about Chloe Moretz so much, which I don't think she deserved the. She deserved the flack, to be honest. Todd Phillips might replace Martin Scorsese on The Gambler, like I give a shit. Let's see. Anything else I can talk about here? I'm going to any more stuff here. I don't got too long into this. Avengers deleted scenes ask. Ooh, I think Tony will be interested in this one. If you're watching this, Tony, I hope you are. Female Expendables already in development. Let me investigate this. I have a feeling the people they're gonna throw in here. I like this table. This little poster they did. It's like the Last Supper. You see Sly with the two guns and everybody sitting at the table. It looks cool. I think somebody made that probably. The Holy Expendables have actually become a brand name with 2 hit films, but now out there are rumors of a third all over the place. The concept of uniting a bunch of famous action stars isn't something you can copyright, So while we may never get the official female version of the Expendables, which inevitably would be called something officer like the Expenderettes, a different production company is apparently ready to give it a shot. According to Variety, production outfit 1984 private defense contractors who are behind upcoming movies like Steven Soderbergh's The Bitter Pill and the Brad Pitt starring Killing Them Softly are in the works on a female version of The Expendables, with writer Dutch Southerner hired to handle the script and several prominent actresses affiliated with the action genre. Reportedly in talks, Southerner, despite the name that seems ready-made for a career in 70s Hollywood, is a relatively unknown property, one film. Hoof Harrington's greatest hits in development according to IMDb. Meanwhile, the idea of female Expendables is kicking around all over the place. Expendables 2 director Simon West even suggested the title Expendabellas to eat, while name dropping the likes of Angelina Jolie, Cameron Diaz, Mila Jovovich, Jamie Lee Curtis. Has casting idea makes sense, and I'll be surprised if at least one of them isn't one of the permanent actresses in talks. But the title Expendabellas makes me want to take a nap. So I'll leave it at that. Let us know what you'd like to see in this theoretical movie. So stay tuned for our take on this thing with Expendables 3 later. I don't know, to be honest. Because really, as much as I like girls kicking ass and stuff like that, who could you really get? Because you gotta get a legendary female action star to lead this, and you gotta get up and coming female action stars, and then you gotta get some that people will want. Who would you put in there? I mean, they're throwing Jamie Lee Curtis up, but she's not action really if you think about it. What has she done as action? Blue Steel, that's more of a thriller. Virus is more sci-fi. True Lies, she does a little bit in True Lies. Mila Jovovich, yes, and who else? Linda Hamilton is not going to do it. I'll tell you right now, she is not going to do it. She's too busy doing Chuck, not Norris, but the TV show Chuck. And everything like that. I'm going to take my allergy pill. My nose is fucked up. And she's too busy doing that show. Sigourney Weaver is going to bullshit about doing it, but she's not going to do it. Let's see. You got Halle Berry. Halle Berry's going to try to build up her acting career because her resume isn't doing good lately. Especially stuff she doesn't even go to theaters or whatever. So you got Mila Jovovich, Kate Beckinsale, which they're both in already talks about merging the Resident Evil and Underworld franchise together and shit. I don't know about that, to be honest. Somebody would say, what about Summer Glau? She's out of sight, out of mind, to be honest. I mean, Knights of Badassdom was supposed to come out spring of this year. It didn't come out. I don't think it ever will, to be honest. It got that bad reaction at the Comic-Con to the point where her, along with Joe Lynch and the cast members, didn't do any signings. You know, she's not running around trying to get sponsors for the film and all that. Neither is Joe Lynch. So I guess that movie's going to stay shelved somewhere, I guess. Until they finally spit it out on DVD or whatever. You know. There's Zoe Saldana, but then I keep thinking about... That's another thing. You need a director and a writer that knows how to do this stuff. See, with Expendables, you had Stallone doing it. The man knows that genre. This guy's a new guy who really hasn't done nothing to impress me with action. Cameron Diaz, I don't give a fuck about. I'm not a big fan of Cameron Diaz. I don't give a fuck about the Charlie's Angels films. I think they're too silly for their own good. I know they're supposed to be silly, but it just never got me. The fights are too over the top. This comes from a guy I know that doesn't mind the wushu films. I know on some of them, but I don't know. I just thought you didn't have to make it that goofy, you know, and stuff like that. You could have made it more like a 007 type of vibe to it. Maybe a little more serious, a little gritty, dark, maybe. and stuff. That's just me, you know. But other people love the Charlie's Angels films. That's great. Mila Jovovich, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of her either, so I have no hope for female Expendables. What about Cynthia Rothrock? She's already committed to that B Team movie. What's she gonna do? She gonna jump doing two things? I'd rather see her in the B Team. Which I know it's a stupid title for a movie that Don the Dragon Wilson wants to cook up. Where he wants to draw out Mark Dacascos, Jeff Speakman. Hopefully it'd be nice if we can get Kerry Tagawa. I haven't seen him in a long time. Kerry Tagawa would be nice to see him again. Maybe Matthias Hues. Be good to see him in there. Or something like that. Billy Blanks. And stuff. I hope they can get Jeff Wincock. Jeff Wincock is in good shape. I'd like to see him do some fight movies again. Even though these days he does little parts in movies. Like he has a very small part playing Chris Pine's brother in Unstoppable. And I think he was on that TV series Sons of Anarchy on FX and stuff. I'm looking more forward to that B Team with Don the Dragon Wilson and stuff. Though I'm not a fan of Don the Dragon Wilson's. I try to go back to his older films to see, you know, what stuff. I gotta revisit his films fully one day before I make an opinion. But I can understand why Matt is not that much a fan. So I remember he did say that he's not a fan of Don the Dragon Wilson's movies because of his fight choreography is not too shabby compared to all the martial artists and stuff. But female Expendables, to be honest, I have no hope for, really. It's just, there's not enough people to put in there. You gotta put somebody in there that has action reputation. Can you think of any women on the top of your head that have action reputation? As Stallone, Statham, Jet Li has? In all honesty? It's hard to think about, isn't it? Some people might state the obvious. Oh, you got Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman just did Kill Bill films. That was it. She didn't continue on with a genre like that. Summer Glau, in all honesty, she has Sarah Connor Chronicles. That's it. It'd be flattering if you get a director who's promising who will pull this off. Michael Davis? Yes. But I doubt it. I mean, the man is not working anywhere, so I doubt if they'll let him do this project and stuff. But I have no hope for female Expendables, sorry. Because I can't think of any female action stars that could, I feel are worthy to be in there. Besides what? Cynthia Rothrock? That's it? Somebody might say Amber Heard, but remember, Drive Angry was a bomb. So I don't think Amber Heard really wants to jump into any action anytime soon. Unless she's fucking somebody, which is a good thing to see. Well, I can end this by talking about the recent news that some friends of mine did a video of. I gotta check out Johnny's video. I'm catching up to videos little by little. You did a good job with the Expendables review, John. Great job. And I know Mike did a very great rant on this. And of course, Matt did a great rant on it as well. Vlog he did and stuff on it. And I want to share my 2 cents on this. The RoboCop script that was leaked out regarding stuff about how there's a scene in there when you have an encounter group, and I guess they're showing pictures of the old, the original, the best, better than the rest, RoboCop design, and how the criminals in the encounter group are laughing at the design. Oh, it looks like a toy from the 80s. So right away you're giving this to the original film. And I don't like Joe Kinnaman. Joe Kinnaman's a fucking creep. I don't like the idea how he says, oh, he's a fan of the original movie, but yet he makes fun of Peter Weller's performance. Oh, it's going to be more of a human performance, not a twitchy robot. Fuck you, Joe Kinnaman. And the whole stupid thing that they have ED, which I made a mistake in that video when I talked about it before. Not Ed 209, ED 209. And somewhere in Iraq, looking for suicide bombers. I guess to try to capture or evade suicide bombers, something like that. Capture, so you pretty much don't have, Ed 209 fucking up terrorists. With ED 209 fucking up terrorists with his guns, no. And really seems like a melodrama of a movie now. Like all these other mediocre superhero films are going for these days. You know, like what happened when I heard with the new Spider-Man film, or like what happened with Dark Knight, or all the Nolan Batman films for that fact. That it's less of the superhero, more of the regular character. It's like it's more Bruce Wayne and more Peter Parker, and less the Spider-Man, just less the Batman. In this case, less RoboCop, which they don't even call him RoboCop, is RC 2000. So you might as well make a movie with RC, give her own fucking movie. The female Autobots. Stupid. Very stupid. And the whole thing about all that. I remember the exact stuff. I mean, I should have watched the video again before I did the thing. I know I went 1 hour into this, too long. From the 2 for 3. You guys love it that way, I know. But the whole thing about this is obviously a cash cow. Just like all these other remakes. I don't understand, for the fuck of me, and I made that up right now, fuck of me, why do they keep doing it if the remakes they make aren't making any money? I can understand if they made money, then they continue doing it. Why? Because Total Recall is bombing horribly in the box office, and I heard he deserves it. Or should I say Lens Flare the movie. Last year, Friday Night Remake bombed horribly. The Turd, though people want to argue it's a prequel, which I didn't ask for, nobody asked for and shit, but it has a lot of similar shit to the damn original movie and stuff like that. They had practical effects, but they fucked it up with CGI bullshit. That bombed horribly in the box office. So I don't get it. Nightmare on Asshole Street, that bombed. That's not Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't call it Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street is a 1984 film. That's Nightmare on Elm Street. And the sequels, those are Nightmare on Elm Street. As bad as Part 5 is, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. The remake is bullshit. And that didn't make no money. I don't get it. None of these films make money and they keep making them. It makes no damn sense. It boggles the mind sometimes with me. I don't get it. And these are movies that don't need to be fucked with. You know? Like, I understand sometimes, okay, they want to be their own film. Sometimes, on a slim chance, they succeed, okay? Example. To me, this is his own film. Many might disagree, but it's his own movie. Okay, the Friday 13 reboot, those bullshit killer cut. Is an homage to the first 3 films where you have, all 4 films where you have Jason in it, but it's not a carbon copy of the 1980 film. Very fun movie. Though I have a problem with the killer cut. I can understand people being mad at the fact how Jason is capturing this girl that reminds him of his mom or his sister or whatever, and stuff like that, but, you know, I could excuse it, because I've seen worse remakes. Let's see. Other remakes, that's his own film. Dawn of the Dead, that's his own movie, in my humble opinion. Okay, The Fly is his own film. Still a classic film. The Blob remake, that's his own film. And his own animal. The Hills Have Eyes, starring Matt. You remember Matt? You were kicking ass in that? That's his own movie. Though I have problems with the 2007 sequel, that is his own film. Though I have problems with it, but that's his own film. So I don't understand why they keep doing it. You know, RoboCop, you know, I was on board at one point when they wanted to do a sequel and stuff like that. I was on board with that one because maybe they could play with something or whatever, but Darren Aronofsky was connected with it. Maybe it would have worked, but Jose Quesadilla and Joel, I'm an asshole, Kinnaman, and then with a stupid script, how RoboCop gets dropped into Iraq. I don't understand. Excuse me, call me strange, but wasn't the whole point of RoboCop was to clean up the crime in old Detroit? Wouldn't you want to test him out in the street? He's called RoboCop. He's not Iron Man. And then the whole thing where it's basically the new design of the RoboCop is supposed to be more. You're gonna see his face and everything. So he's not RoboCop. He's basically a fucking android, a replicant, or you want to say a Terminator, which I know Mike made. He told me, watch, they might remake that. I mean, they've talked about it before. At one point, they wanted to do it, then they didn't want to do it. But right now, those people, they got their fucking hearts set on T5. And I don't give a fuck about Terminator, the future of that no more. I'm happy with the 84 film, the 91 film. T3, T4, they have their problems, but I can watch it. But I can understand why people hate T3 and T4. I can understand. But I can watch them. I'm proud to own them in my collection. Though, Sarah Connor Chronicles, I think is very underrated. That's one thing I felt breathed new air into the franchise. And I think they should have put money into that show and energy and stuff like that to try to get that show back on the air and to make negotiations to do it and everything like that. Because it had a fan base. They can't say it wasn't a fan base. Or try to get it onto another network and stuff like that. But no, they didn't bother with it. They figured, well, we got T4. Christian Bale, John Connor. Come on. And look what happened. It bombed. They have an R-rated cut, which really, in all honesty, is nothing to know about. But it's there. That's about it. But, RoboCop scripts, these people, a bunch of fucking morons who are writing the script. They say they're fans of RoboCop. They're not fans of RoboCop. They obviously want to take a character we know and love and cut off his balls, basically, or make fun of it and do stupid dialogue. Like when RoboCop is revealed, or should I say RC2000 finally revealed, he goes, well, Alex Murphy is part man, part machine, all cop. Very stupid things like that. And makes no sense. God, it really doesn't. And the more I hear about that, the more I get mad. Because I love the first RoboCop film. I really do. Mike is more passionate about RoboCop more than all of us because that's his boy, I mean, like his thing, OCP Communications. He loves the character a lot. I love RoboCop a lot. Matt loves it. We all love RoboCop a lot. Peter Weller made that character his own. And sad to say, nobody has touched the essence of what Peter Weller did playing Alex Murphy in that suit. Robert John Burke dropped the ball. Richard Eaton, who played him on TV series, had a horrible script to work with. Paige Fletcher was okay, in my humble opinion, but the problem I have with Prime Director is the same problem Mike has with it. It's too long. I like the fact that it went back to its R-rated violent tone. Okay, I like the story idea. But one movie is all you needed for that. You didn't need, in chapters, like to make it like a mini series, like a 5-night event. You didn't need that for RoboCop Prime Directors. That could have been one movie. That could have been at least an hour movie, to be honest. Or maybe 90-something minutes. You could have done that just like that. Better, bring Paul Verhoeven back to do it. But they didn't do that. That's all. So, the people behind the new RoboCop film kiss my fucking ass and lick my ball sack. Bunch of fucking fuckwits that don't know what they're doing. They don't give a fuck about us, the fans. They don't. They're just thinking about themselves. And it's going to fail miserably. Watch. Just like Lens Flare, the movie, failed. Like Fright Night remake failed. Remakes are not making money. Why do they keep doing them? And they're not making no money. Because they want to introduce it to the audience or whatever. I can understand a remake of a film that's bad, but RoboCop still works to this day. The first film, you can still put it in. The satires work. The movie's entertaining. It's got visceral, R-rated tone, and it's got some dark humor to it, some satire to it. The acting is very good by Peter Weller, by the cast. Everybody does a great job. My boy Miguel Ferrer, he does a great job. Bob Morton. Ronnie Cox is great. Kurtwood Smith. Boom. Well, give the man a hand. Come on. or RoboCop throwing Clarence through the glass. Urgency, what is this shit? Through the glass, you know, and everything like that. Very badass. Or his little fight he has with Ed 209, not ED 209 that they call him now and stuff. But there's no film sound like a shit fest, really. I really wish I could have seen what Darren Aronofsky would have done. I know he wanted to bring an organic feel to it, like more old school effects, maybe bring back the vibe of what made us love RoboCop. But they didn't give the man the opportunity for that, and they threw him out on his ass, and now they went with this fucking this hack of a director. Granted, I haven't seen the films he's directed, but still, just about what they're doing with this script sounds very stupid. Oh, look at him! He looked like a toy from the 80s! So you're gonna fucking insult the iconic design of RoboCop. Really? That's gonna get you some good graces with fans, really? And then doing corny dialogue and stuff like that with, with something about, oh look, there's this and that. I'll buy like this. Oh, it's a RoboCop toy. I'll buy that for $1. Ha ha ha. And I heard it's gonna be more character piece, just like the Nolan Batman films. It's a Nolan version of a RoboCop film, plain and simple. RoboCop probably won't be introduced to the end of the fucking movie. Or should I say RC-2000? That's not RoboCop. Sorry, this is RoboCop. That's RoboCop right there. Fuck this bullshit they're cooking up now. This spiel or whatever. Shit, bunch of bullshit. Really, my humble opinion. But anyway, I got on long enough. So thank you once again for tuning in with me for 1 hour of your lives. Thank you so much for that. And just stay tuned for those stuff, you know. Friday Night 8 is still going on, and I'm gonna check the thing for The Hunger, if it was a good download or not. If it's good, maybe I'll review that Friday Night 80s. Who knows? That first movie of Tony Scott. Then Saturday I'll start doing, I guess, the reviews of Revenge and Days of Thunder, then Last Boy Scout, and then True Romance, and so on. And you get the idea where I'm going with that stuff and like that. I'm not gonna re-review Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Deja Vu, Man on Fire, Unstoppable, because I have already on the channel. If you want to revisit those reviews again in retrospect, let me know. I have no problem with sending them out again, okay? So, thank you all for tuning in for me, and you all have a good night. And I got all this info for Cinema Glance, by the way. Later.